That's what it's called?
That is the name of our show.
Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome to Main Street Game Plan.
This is episode 3 of the show, and we're excited to be back to talk about our upcoming Disneyland trip. We're leaving in 3 days, and we're super excited. We've been planning this trip for about 2 years. It's crazy to think that it's finally here, and we're excited to tell you about our strategies and all the things that we've planned and make some predictions about how we think the trip's going to go.
It's really tough because with this episode, it's not like our wealth of knowledge is like, oh yeah, so here we go, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this and that, and we're going to plan this. I don't really have a lot of plan.
Yeah, I mean, our channel is very much focused on Disney World in Florida strategy. This is our first time going out to the West Coast. First time, obviously, at Disneyland. So we've done about as much preparation as you could expect for someone going for the first time. So, you know, kind of different than our normal content, but, you know, since it's Disney related, we want to at least talk about what we've got planned and what we think is going to happen.
It's amazing where we've come on this. I mean, we booked this trip, I don't know, what, 2 years ago? Was it a year ago? It feels like 2 years ago.
We started talking about it 2 years ago, but we started making the plans, and I think, so let's start with just how we came across this plan. So once we became certified Disney adults, we knew we wanted to make a trip out to California to see Walt's Park. And we would do research on what's out there, what's different from Disney World. And we did a lot of research and had heard some people talk about renting DVC points. You want to talk a little bit about that, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about renting DVC points in Disneyland, but I know that's kind of where it started. And I'm fascinated with nostalgia and seeing past things. So we kind of, when we were looking up where we wanted to stay in Disneyland, the Disneyland Hotel, it was between the Disneyland Hotel and the Pixar, what's the Pixar Hotel?
Pixar Place? Pixar Pier? Something like that.
I can't remember. I'm getting the inside attractions and the hotel confused, yeah. But it's the Pixar Hotel.
Yeah.
Those were the two that we had to look for back, like, I don't know, a year or so ago. And we picked the Disneyland Hotel just because we didn't think we were going to make it back to California in a while. And we still might not, but we wanted to at least hit the big one first.
And a big difference with Disneyland versus Walt Disney World is that there's only 3 hotels at Disneyland. And they're all very expensive. I mean, when you think about Walt Disney World, there's, you know, value, moderates, and deluxe. So, you know, we typically ball on a budget and stay value. But we also knew, when is the next time we're going to make it out to California? And it's probably not going to be for a few years. And we say that we'll probably go in 6 months. But what we have planned so far was that we with Jeff's request in mind, he wanted to stay at the hotel that Walt built. Now, I say that, and I think none of the original buildings are still standing.
So. Yeah.
But it's still the hotel he was associated with.
Yeah. In terms of renting, I know we still got a pretty nice little discount because we rented DVC points for Disneyland Hotel instead of not buying direct, but like just going through the site.
Yeah, so we booked through the DVC rental store. I looked at a couple different companies, but I really liked them because you could do payments on your Disneyland hotel, and you can do it for Disney World too. I felt confident in signing our contract. I felt like everything was secure and legitimate. I know when you're kind of paying a good amount of money to put down to reserve something like this, you want to make sure that it's actually going to be legitimate. And so we signed our contract. We were able to link our reservation directly to our Disneyland app. So that was really cool to count down. I felt like we were counting down from like 300 days, like forever, and now our app says 3, so that's cool. But like Jeff said, we saved about $750 from the rack room rate if we just would have booked it on the Disneyland site. So that was a huge discount and a huge win for us. Now we are going to stay in the smallest room, the cheapest room available at the Disneyland Hotel. And, maybe we'll get some behind the scenes videos while we're there. We can show a little bit of our room and what we do on our trip. But we're staying in the villas at Disneyland Hotel. It's in the Jungle Book themed room. It's a duo studio. So it's just big enough for 2 people. And what I understand, it's fairly new part. It's a new tower at the Disneyland Hotel just for DVC guests. So we're really excited, and I'm not anticipating. I know some people think like, oh, maybe you'll get magically upgraded. I'm not anticipating any of that just because we're renting from a DVC member, but just being able to be there as a guest of a DVC member is going to be really cool.
I'm interested to see the perks we get
Mhm.
as a DVC. Now, I don't know if it's any different from Disney World. I know Disney World, like, you have certain access, you have certain discounts at the park, and you get, like, those free snacks at certain places, and I think you get access to other clubs and stuff if you're a certain member. But, like, Disneyland, I don't know if the perks are the same or different or anything there.
Yeah, I don't really know since a lot of my research is based on Walt Disney World instead of Disneyland. I mean, I know there are some distinct differences, but I mean, I know there are a lot of people that own at both Disney World and Disneyland. And there's probably slight variances with just how the parks operate with each other.
I will say the biggest thing and the biggest difference. I don't know if this happens if you go through the Disney side as well, but I know obviously we have to do it for the DVC whatever store we went through. You have to pay the tourist tax at the end of your stay, and it's like I don't know $250 or something.
Yes.
I don't. It's not a flat $250 fee, but I think that's roughly what we're gonna have to pay.
Yes, so the city of Anaheim has a tourist fee tacked on to people who stay in the Anaheim area. I guess that's what the city of Anaheim agreed with when they brought Disneyland in and built that up. So that's a little different from what we typically have experienced with Walt Disney World. But this is technically the first time that we have rented DVC points. We have since booked other trips in the future, renting DVC points as well through the DVC rental store, but this is kind of our first experience with it.
Other than that, I think that's it for the hotel. I don't know too much going in. I know there's a lot of restaurants we're gonna hit up, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But I guess we can start with the first day at Disneyland, kind of what our process is going to be and what our starting game plan is going to be, and then from there I'm not sure, but I guess talk a little bit about the beginnings of getting into the park.
Yeah, so we're doing 2 park days. We're going to be out in California for 5 days.
Yeah.
So we're doing 1 day at Disneyland Park, 1 day at DCA, and we're also doing a day at LA, just since we've never been out there and we wanted to also take some time to see some iconic parts of the country we haven't seen before.
Let's see. I would say day one. I know the monorail goes into Tomorrowland, but since it's our first time, I think we're going through the front gate.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you wanted to save some time, I think you would want to take the monorail in. We're going to take the monorail, I think, for funsies in the middle of the day, but
Yeah.
we're going to go to the front gate. And then I think we're going to hit up Tomorrowland and hit up Space Mountain first.
Yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention about the hotels, there's a lot of good neighbor hotels around Disneyland that you can stay at significantly cheaper. And we definitely looked at them. I think even some of them will give you that 30-minute early theme park entry. But we just decided, since we're going out here, we're making the effort to go all the way across the country, let's stay on property and get all the benefits with that. Oh, I had something I was gonna add about that, and now I don't remember.
I will say, I don't know how we're ever gonna get to the Grand California, but I definitely think the next time we come back, we'll end up at Pixar Pier. It's not Pixar Pier. I think it's Pixar Place. We've got to get that.
It's Pixar something.
We've got to get that shored up.
Yeah.
But I guess moving forward, I'm interested. We referenced Space Mountain. I'm interested to see the differences in that Space Mountain versus the one that we normally ride.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of our research on how to start our park days, and overwhelmingly the advice we've seen is start in Tomorrowland, which is kind of what we do anyways when we go to Disney World. So we're going to start there, and our first ride, like Jeff said, we're going to go to do Space Mountain. And this one's going to be really interesting because the one in Florida was the original, and so they've learned from what worked well, what didn't, and built a second model of it in California. So I know we'll be sitting beside each other instead of in a row of three. So that'll be something that's different. Maybe it's smoother because it's a newer ride, but I'm curious to see how that's going to go.
I don't know. It's going to be very odd because the entire day the only preconceived notions we have about Disney is all Disney World.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're just going to be alternating between, oh yeah, we know how to do this. Oh yeah, we don't know how to do this. Oh yeah, we know how to do this. I mean, think about our first strategy. We're going to hit up Space Mountain. We're like, oh yeah, we know Space Mountain. And then the Matterhorn, which doesn't exist in it at all in Disney World. And then you're like, okay, let's hit up Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And then Indiana Jones. Oh, well, okay, that doesn't exist in Disney World yet. And then, maybe Haunted Mansion. You're like, okay, we're back to bed. Oh, we're going to Toontown. Wait, what?
So, we'll start with that. So we're doing the mountain challenge, I guess. We're starting with the Space Mountain, the Matterhorn, and then Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And those are kind of what we're going to try to do for rope drop. I think at least the first two are pre-rope drop with our early entry. And that's what I was wanting to mention. Early entry isn't guaranteed every day like it is at Disney World.
Yeah, that's rough.
We did get lucky on the day we're going to Disneyland Park. We got 30 minutes early entry, but when we go to DCA, it's not offered that day, which is a bummer, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they do that. I've tried to read into that, but I haven't exactly figured out why they alternate and do stuff like that. Like Disneyland, just the way they operate is always very different. And their park goers, like the people that go to Disneyland don't necessarily go and like stay for the immersive experience. Like they go because they love Disney, and that's about. I mean, there's only 3 hotels.
Yeah.
And 2 parks.
I mean, it's a locals park. It's a different vibe, a different atmosphere than Florida. Florida is literally like a 30, I want to say like something like crazy, like 30-mile bubble. And like, yeah, it'll be a Disney bubble when we're there too in California, but it's going to be different because it's a lot smaller. There's not as much land.
Yeah. In terms of strategy, other than that, and I know we're using Lightning Lane, and we're buying a Lightning Lane single pass for Rise of the Resistance in Disneyland, and then in DCA we will be using it for Radiator Springs Racers.
Yeah, and I can talk a little bit about that. So we bought MultiPass when we bought our park tickets like months and months ago. So we prepaid that, and they do not have the same pre-selection system as Walt Disney World, so we can book our first Lightning Lane when we walk into the park that day. Which I don't necessarily like. I like going in there with 3 rides already. And from what I understand, you can only book 1 at a time. I don't like that either. I like being able to have like some stacking. So that's going to be a little different, but I'm sure we'll get the hang of it and get used to it.
And it's very weird. You would think Disney being the same entity, once again, does not let me see how I can put this. They're not the same, and I don't understand why they're not the same. Like, I don't understand why you can't just do the 7-day like 7 days ahead, make your selections, and you've got your three and you're good to go. Like, I don't know why they don't do that for Disneyland.
I mean, it'd be nice if they all had the same rules, for people who go to both parks. But I think it's also cool that each park has their own different types of ways that they offer. So that way, every park has their different take on how they do Disney. So
We were talking a little bit before this show about the strategy for DCA. We really do not have a strategy for DCA. We picked, we have a breakfast place. Do you remember the breakfast place that we picked?
five something like that. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
It's somewhere there.
I mean, a lot of people are saying like rope drop Radiator Springs. Other people are saying don't because the line gets too bad. We're gonna have a single pass for that. So
yeah.
maybe we go hit up Toy Story or Incredicoaster or something on Pixar Pier.
Yeah.
Something that's not Guardians, because you're gonna ride Guardians single rider probably throughout the day, and it won't be probably that big of a wait, I would say.
Yeah, Jeff does not like Tower of Terror / Guardians Mission Breakout, so I will be doing that by myself, which I wish he would join it because, I want him to experience it, but I also understand drops are not his favorite, so I will go do it for the team.
Yeah, we're not going to have existential crises on this trip.
But let's get back to our Disneyland plan. So, like I said, we're doing the Mountain Challenge. After that, we're taking a little pit stop over to Galaxy's Edge at Ronto Roasters, because
we're an overnight oats and a Ronto wrap family now.
And how that started was on our honeymoon 2 years ago. We just on a whim wanted something to eat for breakfast, stumbled upon Ronto Roasters, got those overnight oats, and when we say they changed our life, they changed our entire life. They were so good with the little boba pearls and the dragon fruit, and it was just so good. I had never had anything like that ever.
I don't remember why we did what we did, because I remember we picked Ronto Roasters for the honeymoon, like way before, and I remember going in there and I looked at the options. I think there was a Ronto wrap, and I know that had the sausage, and then the overnight oats, obviously. And I wanted to say there might have been a Ronto wrap without sausage. I don't know.
I'll have to look to see if that would be something I would like.
But I don't know why we chose overnight oats, because at that point we weren't really like, oh yeah, I need overnight oats on my trip. Like, it's not Disney without overnight oats. Like, we don't even eat it at home, so why did we choose overnight oats in Disney? Like,
but now it truly isn't Disney without overnight oats. I mean, they're iconic.
Maybe we were trying to be healthy before we even started our diet at that point, but like, I guess we were trying to be healthy because we had eaten bad before, but honestly, we ate at Epcot the day before we went to Hollywood Studios, so I don't really necessarily know why we had overnight oats, but I mean, I'm glad we did.
Yeah, but now every time we go, we have to go get overnight oats, and Jeff gets a Ronto wrap.
Yeah, I tried the Ronto wrap, I think in, it wouldn't have been October of that 2023 year.
I think it was July of 24.
Had to have been, because we didn't go to Hollywood Studios in October.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I tried the Ronto wrap just because, I mean, it's Ronto Roasters. Obviously, the Ronto wrap is their big thing. Now, I've never had their actual Ronto wrap.
The one, like, for lunchtime.
And that one, I think, comes with, I think that one's a hot dog, or maybe it's bratwurst. No, it's not bratwurst. Maybe it's, like, kielbasa or hot dog or something. That's the main Ronto wrap. I just keep getting the sausage one.
You get the breakfast one.
Which is always, it's amazing. I'm sure if it is hot dog for the main Ronto wrap, I'm sure it's just as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've never had lunch Ronto wraps before.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna try to maybe tie in our Rise of the Resistance ride while we're over there. We are getting the single rider line for that ride, and like, yeah, we've ridden it many times over in Florida, but it's a little different.
The cannons move.
Yeah, the cannons move, so we want to experience that. Might as well, if we're already out there, we'll do it all. The park's open like something crazy, like 8 a.m. to midnight, so we got time. We're gonna ride it all.
We really do, and honestly, like, It's funny. Everyone, we were just talking with our friends Ashley and Braxton, and they had just gone to Disney, and they hit up Magic Kingdom and Epcot,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Yeah, Magic Kingdom's open till 11," and they weren't the first people that told us that
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom's open till 11. Every time we went, the honeymoon was open till 9. The when we went in October of that year, no, we didn't. Never mind, we didn't. We didn't go to Magic Kingdom in October. When we went in July, it was open till 9.
Mm-hmm.
When we went in February, it was open till 9. So the fact that it can be open later, it's going to be wild. And the fact that we have an extra 3 hours than we normally have for Disneyland is going to be a little interesting. It's going to be a great, what's the word I'm looking for? A great relief that we don't have to like fly through the park, even though we probably still will.
Yeah. So after that, we're going to be flexible the rest of the day. I'm going to take a close eye on our My Disney Experience or the Disneyland app, whatever it's called there, and just monitor the Disney Genie, get us some suggestions when the wait times are low. I've also heard you can refresh your Lightning Lane selection to maybe get an earlier time since we just have the one selection. So we'll try doing that strategy as well. We do have lunch reservations at Cafe Orleans.
And is that where we're going to get the Monte Cristo?
That's where you're getting it. I think I'm getting the fried chicken.
See, here's the thing. That leads me to my next point. I think we're going to the Plaza Inn for dinner, correct?
Yes.
Here's the thing, and I don't necessarily know if this changes your idea, but the Plaza Inn, their main dish is the fried chicken dinner. So I know you're a chicken girly.
I do like chicken.
But I don't know if you're going to do fried chicken 2 meals in a row. You might want to switch. Now, if there's nothing else you can get, apparently I think the pot roast is also really good at Plaza Inn.
I love me some pot roast.
So if you can't find anything else at Cafe Orleans, that's probably where you'll need to go for the second meal, unless you want to double up on the fried chicken.
You know what? I can eat chicken at every meal, but honestly, and any of it sounds good. I'm just excited to not have to do Weight Watchers while we're there. We can kind of eat what we want. And we're also going during the 70th anniversary, so there's a lot of really fun snacks to celebrate. One thing I'm really looking forward to is the churro that looks like a Pop-Tart, or like the wild berry Pop-Tart, and it's blue and purple, and that is one thing I'm definitely gonna get while we're there.
I'm just excited for the regular churros because apparently they're better than Disney World.
Yeah, we don't really like the ones in Florida. They're not very good.
I tried mine with chocolate sauce on the honeymoon, and I don't know. I think it was just chocolate syrup or something, and it was hard. And we got it. I'm pretty sure we got it in the morning. I don't think it was like, oh, it's 5 p.m. and this thing's been baking since 7 a.m. No, I'm pretty sure we got it in the morning, which is even weirder that it was hard and not that great.
Yeah, that was at Hollywood Studios.
It was. It was over where it was right outside of Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah, R.I.P. But I'm also excited for Mickey beignets, or as you call them, bagnets.
Bagnets.
And get me a mint julep as well. Never had one of those, so that sounds fun.
They have seasonal flavors there, and I'm so excited. I don't think you understand how excited I am. I think I saw like maybe pineapple, or they had some seasonal beignets there that are more than just the normal ones that I'm super excited to try if they're still there.
I hope they are, because I would be interested in that too.
Where is the mint julep bar in Disneyland?
That is in New Orleans Square.
Okay. So maybe have to hit it up after Haunted Mansion or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We might sneak on some. Honestly, if we're gonna do Cafe Orleans, that's probably where we should go for dessert.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do something like that, I know they also have different sauces. I'm pretty sure, other than just the caramel and the chocolate ganache, they have I think a third sauce that they use, and it's also I think seasonal.
Okay. But I'm really excited to do kind of the unique rides to Disneyland that we don't have in Florida. The Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, the Indiana
Matterhorn.
Jones Matterhorn.
I think Pinocchio has a ride.
There's a Snow White ride, which it's not the same thing as Mine Train. It's different. But I'm really excited for that. Oh, and It's a Small World. It's kind of outdoors, and also I can see the iconic scene where that guy got arrested, which no one would care about but me. But I'm gonna be like, that's where he got arrested. And also, I am so excited for Mickey's Toontown. I grew up playing Toontown online, and that is literally my childhood. So I am going to be so excited back there. Jeff, you're going to have to contain me because I'm going to be so excited.
I don't think I need to for that one. I'm very just intrigued to see how both parks are going to go. We have a strategy for one, don't really have a strategy for the other, but in reality, we don't really have a strategy for either one. We haven't been there. We are flying by the seat of our pants. Like, we could be finished with everything by 5 p.m. It could be 11 p.m. and we're still not finished. I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, very unlike us to go into a Disney park without a plan, but with it being our first time there, I think this is to be expected.
And here's the thing, you can plan a lot, and you can say, all right, I'm going to do the mountain challenge, but unfortunately, we're all just reading strategies. If for some reason 2 of those rides are closed, we don't have enough knowledge of the park to say, oh yeah, let's go over and hit Haunted Mansion because it never has a wait window. We do not know anything. We are experiencing it for the first time, and until you experience it with your own eyes and live and breathe, figure out the strategy and how the park moves on your own in person, then you're not going to be able to get a pinpoint on what other strategies work best for you.
Yeah, for us, we're very well knowledgeable about, what ride is worth it for a wait and what's not. So I think we might struggle with that a little bit at Disneyland, but, we have a lot of time. If it turns out to be a really long wait, we can always change plans. I think the key is just to be really flexible.
I'm trying to think through some things. We're going to be getting Ubers a lot.
Yeah, we decided not to rent a car because we didn't want to drive in LA traffic. So we will be Ubering from LAX over to Disneyland.
Boy, we will have stories when we do our reaction video to this. The stories are going to be interesting, and hopefully we don't die. So
yes. Typically in Orlando, we're fine when we take Ubers. I get a little bit nervous, but that's just normal Kaitlyn energy. As long as Jeff's fine, then everything's fine. But we'll see how LA goes.
The flight is also, isn't necessarily Disney related, but we're going to LA. The flight I'm not prepared for. I haven't taken this long of a flight in a really long time. I think it's like a 4.5, 5-hour flight.
Yeah, I haven't been. I have been on a 14-hour flight to China, and that was not fun. But it's been about 6 years since I did that, and never with this guy. So I think that'll be a really cool experience.
Did we get extra snacks, or do we still only get one drink and one snack for 5 hours?
My grandma asked me that. She was like, "Are you getting a meal served on this flight?" And I said, "I don't think so. I don't think Southwest does that. It's a budget airline. I think maybe we'll get 2 packs of the pretzels."
I don't need a whole meal, but can I at least have unlimited of those pretzel braids?
Yeah, they're so good.
I will take 10 of those bags and I'll finish them, and that will be my meal. I do not care.
We'll have to check Reddit after this to figure out what they do for longer flights.
Yeah, that's a good point, because the way we're leaving in the morning, and yeah, we'll be able to leave and eat beforehand, but still, we're gonna have to get some food either before or after, if that's gonna be the vibe here, if they're not giving us food on the plane.
Yeah, we might waste away. Other restaurants that we're doing, We're going to Trader Sam's, Enchanted Tiki Bar when we
Where is that?
arrive. That's at our hotel. We're going to Goofy's Kitchen, which we're assuming is going to be a lot like Chef Mickey's.
Which is also at our hotel?
Yes, also at our hotel. We talked about what we're doing at Disneyland Park. Um, on a side note, on our LA day, we're gonna go try In-N-Out. We don't have In-N-Out where we're from, so we're gonna try that for the first time. We're also gonna catch a Dodgers game, so that's cool. And then when we go to DCA, we're going to Penn's Test Kitchen, that breakfast place that we can't remember the name of, and we're going to Wine Country Trattoria for dinner. So we're really excited for that. And then also, for dinner at Disneyland Park, we did a dining package for Fantasmic, so we could get a nice view of the show.
Did you mention where we were going on our day off for food ish?
On our first day?
No, the LA day. Are we getting any Disney food on that rest day?
Yes, we are gonna eat quick service at the hotel Tangaroa Terrace. I'm not exactly sure what that menu is going to entail. Probably just like your standard Mickey waffles type thing.
Which, I mean, I'm game for.
Totally
I haven't had
fine.
any syrup in like a year, I swear.
Yeah, I'm totally
It's only
fine.
been 4 months.
I'm totally fine with that. And honestly, I'd even hit it up again before we leave to fly back.
I think we'll need to.
Yeah.
If it's open up early enough. I assume it'll probably open up at like, well, if it opens up at like 6 or 7, I think we got a shot.
Okay.
It depends on traffic and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we still have a bunch of packing to do. I've got all my outfits picked out. My friend earlier this year brought me back a pair of Anna ears from Tokyo Disneyland when she went. So I'm excited to get to wear those. We do plan to do a little bit of shopping at Downtown Disney. I want a Spirit jersey. Jeff likes to get a picture frame. We'll probably get some t-shirts, typical things we like to grab when we go on these trips.
Yeah, I'll probably grab those 2 things. I don't know if I'll grab it. I want a Disneyland cup. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even have to have a lid on it, but like I want some type of souvenir 70th anniversary cup.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if souvenir is the right word for it. Like, I'm talking about if I get a Coke and it's in a 70th anniversary cup, that's good for me. Just something to kind of remember the vibes by.
They do have that commemorative key thing with the pin hidden in it. We decided we're not going to do that just because we're only in that park one day, and we want to prioritize getting on as many rides and seeing all the shows as we can, and not really have to worry about scanning this magic key thing in. So we're not going to worry about that. One thing we also didn't mention was the Walt animatronic, the very controversial animatronic.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it looked like him, but we're being told that if you go in person, it just works. I don't know how it works, but it works. So if we come back and they're right, I'm gonna tell you straight to the camera, it works.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna BS you otherwise. If for some reason it doesn't, it still doesn't look like Walt. But that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna miss that we don't have great moments with Mr. Lincoln, but at the same time, they're both gonna be really cool shows, and I want to see both.
We'll just have to go back.
We will.
I think we'll definitely go back once they get all of their new attractions that they recently announced, like Avatar, the Coco Boat Ride, when they do the Avengers Campus expansion.
And Infinity Defense, and the I think it's not Tony's Test Kitchen. It's like Tony's Wing Gliders or something. It's based off of Iron Man.
Yeah, something to do with that. We'll definitely go back to see all that new stuff.
I guess now, I would say you have a couple of predictions what you think is going to happen. Give me 3 predictions that you think are going to happen on this trip. Could be good, could be bad, but something that you think down in your gut is going to happen.
I think the food's going to be better. That's a bold statement, but that is my prediction, that the Disneyland food is going to outshine Magic Kingdom's or just Disney in Florida, all of their food in general.
I would say my first prediction is one of the three mountains that we start with, Space, Matterhorn, or Big Thunder. One of them is going to be down, and we are going to have to come up on the fly with a strategy, like lightning quick, pun intended, and figure out something, whether we go to Indiana Jones or Haunted Mansion, or maybe we go to Ronto Roasters early, but I think one of the mountains is going to be down.
I think we're also we're going to experience an interesting Uber story with all of the different Ubers we're going to do.
That was also going to be my second one. Was we were going to have at least one super awkward Uber ride.
Yeah. And I think probably the last prediction I have is that we're gonna have to pivot. I think we're gonna go in thinking like, oh yeah, this is how it's gonna go, and then the ride's gonna be down, kind of like what you said. It's gonna be down for an extended period of time, or it's a really long wait, and so we're just gonna have to be creative.
My last prediction is I think we're gonna get, especially this is for Disneyland. It's not for DCA. I think we are gonna get through everything not ridiculously quick, but I think we're going to get through everything, and we're going to have time left over, and we're going to be very confused because we normally never have enough time at Magic Kingdom, and I think we're going to run through everything we want to run through before it's time to leave the park.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to prioritize seeing the shows. I want to see the Disneyland band, seeing the... excuse you.
Thank you.
I want to see the parades. Things like that. I think there's some kind of like special like light show with at Small World. I don't know. Maybe I'm making them that up.
They have like 10 shows. Like they have It's a Small World. I think it's like an anniversary show.
Yeah.
They have that. They have like 2 different types of parades.
Yeah.
They have a spectacular. They have like, I was reading up, they have so many shows. I mean, no wonder they have so many shows. The park's open like 13, 14 hours, but my goodness, the amount of shows you can go watch is just diabolical.
Well, with that in mind, we're 3 days out, so we'll let you know how it goes. We'll take some behind-the-scenes clips while we're there. We'll have lots to talk about when we return.
If you have any other ideas that you see that you want us to do or talk about and discuss in the future, let us know in the comments. We're always looking for new content, looking for ways to give the people what they want. Maybe it can be as niche or as broad as you want it to be.
Oh yeah.
But I think that would be interesting to get other people's perspectives, get their generation, get their content on it. Other than that, I think that's it, and I guess we'll see you guys on the other side.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell us your favorite Disneyland moment or any tips you got for us. And we'll be back in our next video to talk about how it went.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you real soon.
See you guys.